Hello, my friends. How is everyone doing today? Hope that sounded mega cheesy, didn't it? Sounded like an NPR host. Well, actually, no, because an NPR host would be like, "Hello, I hope. How is everyone doing today?" Anyway, I hope you all are having a good work week. I hope it started okay. Mine started like dog shit, but whatever. That doesn't matter. That's not why you're here. Why you're here is to talk about sports. And talk about sports we do today. We talk about the MLB and the NBA and the NHL a little bit at the top of the show, as always. And then we talk about football, recap the games. It's business as usual this week. So instead of sitting here and blathering on into the void, let's start the show. Exactly. I mean, I hate blue cheese. All right, welcome to this episode of Stone Sports. I am your host, Bert. With me, as always, I have my co-host, Double. Say what up, Dubs.
That's cool, too.
And my other co-host, Meech. Say what up, Meech.
What
Why are you laughing,
every
bro?
week it's like the perplexity of whether you're going to use 15 nicknames or just say like Bert.
It's a guessing game every time.
How you feeling, Dubs? You all right?
We're hanging in. This is my flu game, boys.
Oh, yeah? You got the flu or you got strep throat?
Neither. I have viral pharyngitis.
What the fuck is that?
It's basically like a throat infection, but instead of a bacterial infection, it's a viral one.
That's above my pay grade.
My throat is just basically all swollen up, and I can't breathe, and sinuses are all clogged. And
That sounds
Good time.
terrible. That sounds so
I can't
terrible.
really smoke, so I'm losing my shit.
Oh, no.
What's the name of that website that is MD?
Pornhub.
No. MD.com?
WebMD.
WebMD, yeah, on our WebMD, MD.com, MD, Jesus.
Starting off strong.
We have a fucking explanation of what an infection he has.
That's horrible. It sounds terrible. It could be worse, though, bro. You could be like
It sounded
me
really good in my head.
and having to wrap Christmas gifts. I've been trying to wrap Christmas gifts all day, and, like, I'm dog shit at it. Like, I can't
Why
do
do
it.
you care?
Because I have to do
I'm
it.
not good at it either. I just buy a bag and put them in like the bag.
I literally had to
bag.
call my mom and was like, I need you to help me. I'm 33 years old, and I had to call my mom to help me wrap gifts. It's
Well, that's
fucking.
because you're stupid. You
No,
can't
it's actually
just, but you just
probably-
buy a bag.
I have some sort of like,
33.
yeah. I have
How
like
do I know
remember.
you? Jesus.
for like 3 or 4 years now, bro.
I swear
It's
to
been
God,
a
you're like
minute.
28.
5 years in a day.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude. All right, let's get to the sports, as we often say on the show. So a lot of stuff happened in the MLB in the past couple days, at least for my team. I mean, I guess not a lot, but 2 big things happened.
I mean, yeah, your team dominated the news coverage of the off season.
Yeah, they did. They hired a GM who,
Jared Porter.
yeah, reading about him, I'm on board with it. It seems like a pretty good pick. I don't know. Maybe you guys could change my
The
mind.
general consensus on Twitter seemed to be that everyone was pretty happy with the signing.
I mean, the questionable part is you have Boston there. He was in the Boston front office.
Yeah, he
So
was
you
with
got to get
us.
that the fuck out of there.
He was with us when we had Theo and Ben Charrington. He was there for both of those regimes.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I saw that everyone was like harping on is he was with the Cubs. He was like heading up scouting for the Cubs when they won.
Yeah,
So,
him and
that's pretty
Theo
good.
are really close.
Yeah, and then they hired what's his name too, 4-year, what was it, $40 million contract? What's
Yeah,
his
for
goddamn
James
name?
McCann, they lock up a
McCann, yeah.
catcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that because it's like he apparently his batting numbers went up in this past season, but I don't know really
Yeah.
much about how he plays his position. You know, 'cause
It's funny because I feel like he kind of got lost with the Tigers. He took over Alex Avila's job, which I'm going way in depth here, but he took over
It's all good.
the old starter Alex Avila's job, and then they moved on from him. Then they went to McCann, and then he left and became really good. Because I was like, wait, is this the same McCann that was on the Tigers? And yeah, the last 2 years of numbers look good for him. So not just this last year with his shortened season, he did put up some numbers the year before that as well.
Okay,
he's been one of the major locker room guys for the White Sox the last couple of years too.
Okay,
coaches
so
love
it's
him,
not
players love him.
It's not a bad. I mean, I did see a couple people being like, I don't know, that's a lot of money. But in my opinion, when you have an owner
it's
who
not terrible.
Yeah, and
it's only $10 million a year.
Yeah, and if you have an owner who claims, we'll see, but he claims to be like, I'm going to spend all the money it takes. I really don't think it matters that much. Like, if he's not good, they'll just, get.
I mean, that's the good thing about baseball. No salary cap. Your owner can fucking buy a team, and that might not win you the championship. So it's just there's a lot of different variables that go into it. But,
for sure, but I mean,
I think it was a good hire for sure.
Even if you don't have a salary cap, you still got to have an owner who's willing to spend money. So
no, for sure, you definitely have those dead markets that aren't spending anything and just using the collective revenue from all 32 teams that they pool together, and making a profit. And that doesn't really help. Like, that doesn't help grow your fan base. It doesn't help do anything else other than line the owner's pockets, which I guess is good, but that just means he might leave in the future.
Right.
So
right. Anyway. Well, I'm happy with what they did. So how about the NBA? What's going on in the NBA?
Well, actually, a couple more notes in the MLB.
Okay.
Phillies hired Dave Dombrowski as their president of baseball operations. Essentially,
won't have a farm system. Philly, enjoy.
Yeah. Previously worked as the Tigers and Boston GM. Got both teams competitive. Made them both playoff teams. However, left them with a bare farm system. He trades everyone and signs huge free agents. Is what he does.
He got us a ring, not the Tigers.
Yeah, no, I just said he made them competitive.
No, I know. I was just adding that he also got us a ring.
Although I don't know how those Tigers didn't get a ring.
They should have.
Can you remember that team?
Oh, yeah. They had fucking Verlander, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, David Price. Like, they were so good.
They had Victor Martinez still in his career.
Torrey Hunter.
Oh, really?
Torrey Hunter
I guess they
for
did for the back end, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, so he has been hired by the Phillies as their head of baseball ops. And then just notable free agents still out there. Trevor Bauer, DJ LeMahieu, which actually the story came out that he was about $25 million apart from the Yankees. Ends up being they wanted to pay him more for a shorter term deal. He wanted a longer term deal.
That Stanton contract's coming back to bite him in the ass right now in those negotiations.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't give up anything to get him, but they did have to give up that salary spot for someone who's injured seemingly every year now. He used to be one of the most durable players in the MLB, and now he's not.
Body is failing him.
Yeah. And
body's failing me right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm so sorry, man. I feel so bad. I've had it before. It's fucking... I've had strep before. I haven't had that. But
this feels exactly
brutal.
Like strep, but you also have a cold.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal, man. I actually got it like the first day at my first ever job and had to go in with a doctor's note and be like, I can't work for a week. So it was pretty
I haven't been
up.
Actually sick where I needed to go to the doctor in 2 or 3 years, and I think the last time I had to go was for this. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, man. When I got it, I had 103-degree fever. It was really fucking crazy. That shit sucks. Hang in there. I'll email you some soup, like I said earlier or the other day.
Soup is being emailed.
I'll pull it up on my browser and just look at it.
That would be amazing, dude.
It would be amazing.
And then the last notable free agent is JT Realmuto, and that might be why the McCann signing looks so good. He was in the neighborhood of $200 million, his last request. You do not want to pay that money for a catcher, especially one who's older like him already in his career. I think he's 28, something like that, 27, 28.
I don't know.
That's a huge amount of money
or
for
McCann?
A catcher in their late 20s.
Talk about Realmuto or McCann?
Realmuto.
He is 29?
and he's a catcher.
Yeah,
and you're gonna
29.
give him $200 million? I don't think so. I think I would definitely go with McCann. I think that was
Yeah.
a good signal in your front office right off the
Right.
bat to say we're willing to go spend money, but not on overpriced free agents that are Scott Boras clients.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good point. I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really, really good
It's
point.
definitely a good marker. Anyway, that's about it in the MLB.
Okay. What about the
NBA?
NBA?
Yeah, the NBA preseason got off to a start, I think a couple days ago. And we're not going to pay any attention to that because we could care less about
I
preseason.
could give a fuck less about the
Yeah.
preseason.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, in any sport, really. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. Although spring training has a different kind of feel to
That's
it.
true. Yeah,
It's like-
that is.
it's
I
like
was
an event.
literally was about to say it. You took the words right out of my motherfucking mouth. That's like
Yeah,
the
that's
only
one thing they've owned.
Yeah.
Their spring training is about as good as it gets as far as all the minor leagues. Maybe summer league with basketball. The last few years that has really gained some traction too. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't watch basketball really at all that much. So until the finals.
I'll
come
second
around.
that point, Meech. Summer League has definitely gotten better the last few years.
Dude, there's definitely been way more hype around summer league, and it might just be teams needing those younger players, unproven players to step up, and that it. The fact that it's in Vegas means the sports writers like going there because then they have something to write about and they can play when they're not writing about it. Well, I think that's how sports writers work. They probably work a lot harder than I think they do, but yeah, no. So yeah, summer league has definitely picked up to that, but I think baseball still owns the preseason. It's just a different kind of feel.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the sport whether or not the beat writers really do a whole. I can tell you the NHL beat writers aren't doing shit right now because nothing's fucking happening.
Yeah. Seriously, I was gonna. My last point on the NBA was Harden still being my notes exactly what this says. Harden still being an ass, doesn't want to be there, and is hoping to be traded to either the 76ers, the Nets, or the Miami Heat.
None of those seem likely except for possibly the Heat, and they'd have to part with Tyler Hero and probably a whole lot more.
I was gonna say they'd probably have to part with more than 2 or 3 of those players that we all fell in love with this season.
My guess would be Hero and Bam.
Yeah, that's a big ask, and I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I don't know.
Because then you have Jimmy
I would
Butler
not
and
do
fucking Harden. It's basically the same position.
Yeah, he's a clown. Anyway, so moving on to the NHL. You said there's nothing going on, Birdie?
No, I mean nothing from what we talked about with the last show. Like I said, like you said, they've cleared the financial hurdle. I think you said that on the last show. So that's done, but now they have to figure out the logistics of realigning the divisions and all that. And to be honest, last week I was like, it's not going to happen. It might happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen by the 13th. It just seems like not a lot of time. I mean, it's 4 weeks away.
Do
so
we have footage of that? Because if we do, I'm pretty sure that you said if they don't start by then, you would wear an Ovechkin shirt.
No, I said if they do start by then, I would wear an I Heart Ovechkin
He did say,
shirt, and I will.
He said if they did.
I'm a man of my word.
Okay, so if they get that start off, that's happening.
Yeah. I'll take a picture of myself. I'll give it to you guys, and you can tweet it out.
You can film yourself walking around listening to Daft Punk and go to your local Foss store.
Stop hating on Daft Punk, dude. They're the shit.
Yeah, you do throw a lot of shade at Daft Punk, bro.
That's some bullshit.
That was a callback. I'm not just we're throwing hate at Daft Punk constantly.
All
just
right,
reiterating
cool,
your
then.
hate towards the last episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
We're cool then. All right, so let's.
It was a callback, Beach. I know you're more familiar with Come On Backs.
Wow.
Throwing hurls. That's not a thing.
It's definitely not.
Hurling insults over here.
I was going to say
there.
get the body bag. It took you a while, but you did get there. All right,
Yeah,
let's move it on. Let's move it on to let's recap some
NFL.
of the to the stuff that happened in footballs. Let's recap it. So
we'll start with the Titans and the Jaguars.
No, we won't. We'll start with the game that you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, in chronological order, which was Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I think I have to go take my medicine.
Okay, yeah, I would too.
We'll wait.
You You talked about 5 minutes of shit about me picking the Rams.
All
and
right,
then
hold
you guys
on.
were back.
Hold on. You're
Yeah.
being dramatic. It wasn't 5 minutes of shit. It was like 5 sentences, but he did still talk a bunch of shit, and look what happened.
Harped on it for literally 5 minutes. I recorded it. I stopped watching it. I got on my phone. I said, let's time this 5 minutes, dude. For the Rams to just
That's how long it took
smack
me to turn the game off.
the Pats.
That's how long it took you to turn the game off. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude, it was
Pretty
bad.
Yeah, they got destroyed, man. Like, what happened from your perspective, Double? I'm interested to hear.
We had no offense. Cam was 9 for 16, 119 yards and a pick. Stidham came in, also didn't look super great. Damian Harris couldn't get it going. Michelle, Newton, and White combined on the ground for 50 yards. Harris also had 50. Like, we just couldn't get anything going offensively, and Cam Akers ran down our throat. The Rams' run game finally got something going. Like I said, Akers finally got it going. His last 3 games, 59 carries, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 171 against us.
Yeah, and you brought it up the week before. You asked about Gurley. Do they miss him? And I said, I don't know. I think they found it with Cam Akers. It has really looked like they have. They have that. It's not a mixed match. It's not. I cannot speak right now. Not a mixed match bag of running backs back there. They have one running back. It's Cam Akers. He's the best.
Okay.
Best is strong.
I mean, the best in that backfield.
Okay,
not
I'll
the
give you
best
that.
overall.
Patriots also allowed 6 sacks, which is the most they've allowed in any game this season.
Ooh.
Cam got his butthole torn open a little bit.
Yeah, he
Well,
did.
and like I said, they have the defense to do that, and they just have to keep contained. They did better than that. They forced Cam to get sacked.
Brockers and Donald had 4 of 6 of those sacks.
Not shocking there.
No.
Yeah, not at all. But the score was really shocking. It was 24-3, like you said. It was crazy, man. It just kept going up too, and I kept expecting. I mean, neither of them scored in the fourth quarter, though, right? If I remember
I think
correctly.
that's correct.
Yeah, like the fourth quarter was kind of just like dunzo.
Well, the Rams didn't have to.
Right? Yeah, fair enough. All right, so
Time of possession that half was probably a lot Rams, a little Pats. So
yeah,
We have a
probably what the
6%,
overall goal was there.
6% chance of making the playoffs. We basically are down to needing the Raiders, Ravens, and Dolphins all to lose out.
Also,
We have to win out.
yeah. I don't know if that's gonna happen, man. To be
6%
honest,
chance.
You hold on to that 6%, bro.
You're
I know
saying
all
there's a
about it.
chance.
I know all about holding on to that 6%. What were you gonna say, Meech? Sorry,
that's
bro.
Not happening. I was just gonna say, it looks like McVay shit on fucking good old Bill.
6-0 against the Rams since 2000.
And what happened with that last one?
Yeah.
Huh? The Super Bowl? 10-3.
Yeah. No, I think you have the score wrong. I think it was 27 or 24-3. I think that was the score. Oh, okay.
All right. How about let's talk about this Titans Jaguars game, or I guess as the British would say, Jaguar, which might be the correct pronunciation. I'm not sure yet. I still go back and
Call them
forth.
the Jaguars.
The Titans won though, right? I think it was 31-10 was the final score.
Yeah, Tennessee advanced to 9-4. Jacksonville falls to 1-12, and still super close in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. But they
Yeah,
did
they
have
are.
Gardner Minshew come back. He came back in the third quarter, went 18 for 31, 178 yards and a touchdown in the second half. He filled in for Mike Glennon, who was 13 of 23 for 85 and a pick in the first half. On the other end, Tennessee took advantage. We talked about it last week. Derrick Henry wasn't going to be shut out twice. He had 26 carries for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the way.
Henry showed up, and like you said, the only spot of brightness for that Jags lineup is they no longer have to worry about seeing Mike Glennon. Minshew has been named the starter next week after he took over. I
Mania.
believe.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, the second half of this game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it last week, Meech, that like that's the right. You got to start him, not Glennon, right?
You definitely do, and I wrote after I saw Glennon come back out. I believe he was in there in the third. I believe he came back out. I said, Shad Khan, the Jaguars owner, has to have a bonus in place for their coach, Doug Marrone, because there's no other reason that you fucking put him out there. Why is Glennon starting games when you have a healthy Gardner Minshew? Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem we're going to have to wrestle with anymore on the show, at least for the remainder of the season. So how about the Minnesota and Tampa B game? Didn't you pick Tampa Bay?
We both did, yeah.
We
Yeah,
both
I
picked
thought you
Tampa
both
Bay in
did,
this
yeah.
one.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. That's what I was going to say. You nailed it.
Minnesota, they fall to the Buccaneers and Brady 26-14. They fall to 6-7. Bucks advance to 8-5. Now second in the NFC South. Kirk Cousins 24 of 37 for 225 and a touchdown. Brady 15 for 23, 196 and 2 touchdowns. I thought that was going to be the difference, was the play between Brady and Kirk. Turns out it wasn't. It was the defense. Bucks had 6 sacks. Shaq Barrett had 2 of those, and they just dominated the Vikings. Dan Bailey, terrible.
Yeah, Dan Bailey. We talked about it last week. Huge missed kicks, and like we looked at his records, it just seems to be getting worse. It doesn't seem
to be getting worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
0 for 3.
And it's always when we're watching. And I don't know if it's just because of the red zone. Like, it just shows you the field goal. But he misses them when we're watching all the time. Man, I feel like this was this is a big game. You know, a lot of eyeballs on this game. And yet he misses. And you're just like, good God, what happened to you, man?
That's what Vikings kickers do.
Yeah, and
yeah, it is.
One of them was like not a difficult kick. Like it was not. It wasn't
Well, I
like
mean,
it was
he
some
He missed an extra point.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
That was probably the one you were talking about. Didn't even realize it was an extra point.
No, it wasn't. There was one that was like 30 some yards. But that extra point, that's a big oof, bro. That's
I mean,
oof.
this game wasn't as bad as the score indicated. The Vikings should have had more points in this game, but like you said, Dan Bailey missed 2 field goals and an extra point in this game. And then the PI call at the end of the first half just fucked the Vikings. And so just a lot of bad luck. So it's right before halftime. Brady throws a Hail Mary to Gronk. There's 3 people, and there's a PI called on a Hail Mary at the end of the half. And you're just like, come on. And there was nothing there. There was nothing there. And that ended up in a touchdown. So just some bad luck for the Vikings this week. But the Buccaneers did look like a better team coming off the bye. And like we said, we didn't expect them to lose 3 games back to back.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's talk about a game that was maybe a little closer than it should have been. Which
I was dead wrong on this game.
The Chiefs and the Dolphins. It was.
Well, I picked the Chiefs still won.
Yeah.
When I talked about my analysis, I was dead wrong.
I don't even remember what you said. What'd you say they were going to blow them out?
No, well, I was saying there's no way the Dolphins' defense was going to force turnovers on Mahomes. They had 3 interceptions. Jerome Baker, 2.5 sacks. Byron Jones, Eric Rowe, and Xavier Howard each had a pick for the Dolphins. I said last week Tua was going to have an all-pro performance to keep up with Mahomes. Wasn't quite that, but he had a pretty decent day. The second half, he really improved. 28 of 48, 316 yards and a touchdown. Also a pick, but he did run one in as well. Mike Gesicki had 2 touchdowns and an injury, which probably going to be the end of his season.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that because like you said, he looked really good in the game. When I watched the game, I was like, damn, the Dolphins in the next couple years could be like a real threat if they make the right moves. I don't know how you all feel about that, but that's how I feel.
Me and Meech are both super high on the coach Flores.
Yeah, they looked like mega dangerous, man. Like potentially dangerous is the right way to say it. Like,
their defense is really
pieces.
good. If they get some more weapons on offense,
right,
maybe a little bit better line, they'll be in business.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure. They should have a bright future. Tua looks solid, and Brian Flores, I think, is just a great coach.
The Denver-Carolina game, I did not watch. So why don't
I refused to watch it.
Okay, so you didn't watch it either.
It was kind of entertaining. I watched
Mitch, get us up to speed. Get us up to speed on what happened.
It just The Panthers could not find a rhythm on offense at all. It seemed like they just were. I mean, Mike Davis looked good running the ball, but other than that, like they couldn't really. There was no kind of chemistry with that offense. It looked like they just had trouble scoring, at least in the first half. Broncos, Locke actually had a game with 4 touchdowns and not an interception, so he looked good. He was just airing it out.
KJ Hamler, 2 catches, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, talented wide receiver core here, and tight end. Fant is also pretty good.
Yeah, I like Fant.
Yeah, I mean this receiving core looks amazing.
What was the score? Wasn't it like it was like 32-27? I think.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it was really close. The Panthers finally started moving the ball at the second half.
So let's see what other games we have to talk about. Oh, quite a lot. So what about Texans and the Bears?
So
I was both wrong on this.
Yeah, both wrong. Couldn't have been wronger.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we learned that right before the game, Brandon Cooks was out just before the game, so the Texans just really didn't have any wide receivers. But once again, we saw the annual Kiki Kuti appearance, as he usually fills in for Fuller, which he did this year again, but under different circumstances. And then he was like it. They didn't have Brandon Cooks, they didn't have Fuller. There was just a shell of a receiving core, and it looked like it because Deshaun Watson had no one to throw to and was basically running for his life the whole day.
The whole day. It just constantly looked like he was running for his life whenever Houston had the ball. On the other end, Mitch Trubisky looked pretty good. 24-33, 267 yards and 3 touchdowns. Montgomery had 11 touches for 113 and a touchdown. Allen Robinson, 9 catches for 123 and a touchdown. And on the defensive end, they had 7 sacks. Like, to reiterate the running for your life.
Woo!
Yeah, literally every time I tuned in, he was. I swear to God, I saw Deshaun Watson just running away from 4 defenders chasing after him.
Yeah, Houston 7 sacks allowed, 2 fumbles. They got manhandled.
Then Trubisky actually looked good in the game, so that's kind of shocking as well.
Although a couple games in a row now, dude. Defense. Yeah, that's true. They did play the Lions and the Texans, so
yeah,
I don't know how much it actually
defensive.
Says.
Strongholds there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the Texans have some work they need to do in the offseason. Speaking of a team that has some work it needs to do, how about the Giants and the Cardinals game? That score is a little brutal.
I was wrong again. Giants.
The seed in his voice.
Cardinals 26, Giants 7. Daniel Jones sucked. Gallbladder sucked. Their receivers sucked. Their defense sucked. Hassan Reddick had 5 sacks for the Cardinals, which broke a franchise record. They had 8 sacks as a team. DeAndre Hopkins had over 100 yards. Kyler had a touchdown. Kenyon Drake had a touchdown. Cardinals just tore apart the Giants here.
So funny. I wish we were on like ESPN or something so I could be like, yeah, how about that game, Dubs? You could be like, well, they sucked. Everything sucked. It sucked.
Then ESPN would be watchable.
Yeah, they need to hire us, dude. We'll make ESPN watchable again. Hire us, ESPN. Hire us. Hire Stone Sports. We'll make your channel watchable again.
Stone Sports Center.
I might have just clipped my
It's reggae drums.
Like steel drums and reggae, bro. Let's go.
Oh,
we're taking over.
Idea. That idea was so good. I like screamed into my microphone. I'm pretty sure I like flipped the shit out of it.
Stone Sports Center. I'm about to fucking.
Oh yeah, please tweet that out. Hashtag Stone Sports Center.
That out.
We should make some merch that says Stone Sports Center.
We'll just like redo the fucking logo.
Yeah, the SC, but it'll just be SSC.
Oh my god.
We're killing it, boys. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry,
Daniel
Beach,
Jones.
we derailed you.
No, you're good. Yeah,
I don't even know what game we're on.
Guys, we're still the Cardinals Jets. I just want to wrap it up a little bit. Daniel Jones, sad boy face is back. Also,
hell yeah.
I noticed a new sad boy face to bring up, and it was tonight, and it's Baker Mayfield. He has a sad boy face because he was looking after he got called for intentional grounding. He was looking up at the Megatron to like see the play, and like he had the sad boy face. So like YouTube that or something. Huh?
I just said sad boy.
Oh yeah, sad boy face. Anyway, back to the original, the OG sad boy face, Daniel Jones. He fumbled 2 times, and it looked like Colt McCoy might take back over there. Yeah, he does not turn the ball over like Danny Dimes.
was
And
2
actually
for
gives his team a
3.
chance to win.
I was hoping he would throw a little more, but that's all right. We'll see him again.
Yeah, it looks like he might be. It's always dangerous when they come into the game to replace you, and then see what happens next week.
All right, well, we got a couple of blowouts here to recap. The next one is the Cowboys and the Bengals, and
Nailed it.
it's not as bad as some of the other blowouts on the list, but I mean, 30-7. That's rough, man. That's rough.
I mean, it's not that rough, but this is a win they should have had, and this is the way they should have won it, because they're playing a Bengals team that has, like Double said last week, no Joey Bats, no Joe Mixon. Giovanni Bernard is not your main running back. He can't be. He fumbled for the first time in a huge amount, like 800 and something carries or something. But he just is not the same back he used to be. He could be a third down back, but that's it. He can't be your main running back. This team misses Joe Mixon and, of course, Joey Bats. And, they looked how we thought they would look, honestly.
Yeah, I agreed. Dalton's return to Cincinnati, 16 for 23, 185, and 2 touchdowns. Meach, you touched on this last week. Elliott and Pollard split carries again. I don't know why you're paying Zeke that much money if you're just going to split carries with Tony Pollard.
No clue. It's not like
What's
a
the
Kareem
point?
Hunt contract. It's not like $9 million a year. It's like $20 million a year.
For 12 carries? Why?
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know. I guess they're trying to spare him, but then why pay him all that money? Like, I don't get it. But yeah, it happened again.
I saw some guy on Twitter had basically like 10 prop bet parlay on the Cowboys Bengals game that he put $10 on, and it could have paid out like 15 grand or something. And the only thing that missed was Andy Dalton not running for 5 yards.
Oh,
It was like 9 for 10. The only thing that didn't hit was the Dalton run.
Let's not talk about betting this week. I took a bath this week. It was a bloodbath. Lost $150 easy, and none of my bets hit. None of them. And it was.
I was just watching a tweet all day about more bets losing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna hit one of those bets later on in the show. But let's talk about the Raiders.
I know exactly which one it's gonna be.
Let's talk about the Raiders, who continue to seemingly, I guess the right word is implode. And they played the Colts.
Spiral downwards.
Yes, they played the Colts.
A deep, dark spiral.
Yeah, and the score was 44-27 in favor of the Colts, I believe. So that's
correct.
Definitely a downward trend, boys.
Phillip Rivers, 19 of 28, 244, and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, thank you.
Torched it.
Thank you.
Absolutely torched it.
He torched my opponent in fantasy.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson. Thank all of you. You did phenomenal for me this week.
Praise be.
Shout out to Dub's fantasy team.
Jonathan Taylor, 20 for 150, 2 touchdowns, and Naheem Hines added 60 yards on the ground as well. T.Y. Hilton caught both of Rivers' touchdowns. He's got 5 in the last 3 weeks. On the other end, the Raiders, Derek Carr, 31 of 45 for 316 and 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions to go along with that as well. Meet your boy, Aguilar, 5 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's not having a problem catching babies this year, is he, guys?
That meme was great.
That video was amazing.
Rushing yards, like I said, I touched on that. That was the real key here. Indy had 212. Las Vegas had 79 yards per play, 7.7 for Indy, 6.2 for the Raiders, and the Raiders also had a fumble and 2 picks. So
it didn't matter to me because I was out of aforementioned fantasy playoffs. But Josh Jacobs, before the game, says, I'm not going to play on my.
I was playing against Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, what an asshole. I have his I have his backup Booker, so I throw him into the lineup, and then I see Josh Jacobs happy ass in the backfield.
So my opponent, shout out Nate Finnegan, still played Josh Jacobs because he didn't believe that shit.
I mean,
worked out. Didn't work out too good though because my team went to work.
Yeah, no, he still did not. Yeah, he didn't put up a large amount because they suck. But yeah, and after the game, they fired their defensive coordinator Paul Gunther. He's gone.
Gunther.
Axed him. Yeah, formerly from Cincinnati. That should have been your first
Red flag.
guess there. Yeah, Rod Marinelli will take over. He's been a long
Doug
time head
Mirabelli.
coach. Don't Tom Marinelli. What's up? No, Rod Marinelli will take over. He's been a long time assistant, and I think he was the former Lions coach. Sound right?
No fucking
The only
clue.
Lions coach I remember is Caldwell and Jim Bob Cooter.
Those are the only two that I will commit to memory. Is
Yeah.
that your boy, bro? Clown
Well,
shirt. Goodell?
he just got fired. I still remember him too. I didn't even register that he wasn't there. I'm still sick, Beach.
Anyway, yeah, so he'll take over the defense, and these Raiders just they've like we said before, downward spiral,
Down.
which
Yeah.
perfectly segues
down.
into
It does.
our next game of the fucking Jets in a
Who-
downward spiral.
Wait, hold on. Downward
They've been
spiral.
spiraling for years.
Yeah, they ain't no upward spiral, bro. They've been staying down there, man.
They just keep going down and down and down and down and down.
Their season goes the way of a flatline monitor in the ER, bro. Just flat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's real bad. And the score is real bad. Like it's real. What was it 40
to 3.
40 to
Holy shit. Like
And
big
didn't
oof.
weren't the Jets the first 3 of the game?
Yes, they were. Yep. Cuz in the first 5 minutes maybe, I was like, "Oh, the Jets look pretty good." They looked a little better than they normally do. And then after that it was just like
The fucking commenced.
The fucking commences.
that's the title
21
of this episode. The fucking
The
commences.
fucking.
I'm pretty sure
Rust.
we can't title it that.
Why not?
I'm pretty sure that's not allowed on the YouTubes.
Hey YouTube, step it up. Russell Wilson, 21 of 27, 206, 4 touchdowns and a pick. We got a glimpse of Geno Smith in this one.
Yeah,
4
we
for
did.
5, 33 yards. Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde also combined for 140 on the ground.
QB controversy in Seattle.
That might be. See if Geno Smith can avoid a sack.
I forgot he was in the damn league, dude. I heard that
did
name. I was
too,
like,
dude.
West Virginia? What?
Well, speaking of West Virginia, coming up in the next game, fucking Tavon Austin back in the league. One of my favorite
Yes.
players from a few years ago. Super
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Ex-Cowboy, ex-Packer.
Ex-Ram.
He's on the Packer.
He's on the Packers now, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a limited role, 2 catches, 8 yards, punt return for 20 yards, but I can't wait to see what he does on kick return for Green Bay because they really have no other playmakers in that regard. But Packers picked up the win over the Lions 31-24. Rodgers 26 of 33, 293 touchdowns. He also added 1 on the ground. Aaron Jones 15 carries for 69 yards. Adams 7 receptions, 115 and a touchdown. And Valdez Scantling also had a touchdown and just under 100 yards.
Yeah, man, and I gotta jump in real quick here and just give you all some credit because last episode, we were talking about the Packers and we were talking about Adams and how that's really the only weapon there. When I was watching the game, you're fucking dead on, bro, because the whole game it seemed like that was the only target. That was just it. That was all.
Yeah,
that was
them and the
happening.
2 running backs they didn't draft. Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Rodgers and him are the only reason they won that game. I was watching the game and it was red zone, but literally every time I saw the Packers on the screen, it seemed like I heard his name.
That's the last time I'll touch on fantasy here, but I was up fucking 80 points at one point, and he had Rodgers and Adams going, and I was like, "Ay."
Yeah.
For a second, I was still like, this might still be close.
Yeah, right?
They ended up putting up 60.
Yeah, they still put up a lot.
Probably. I was gonna say
Yeah.
that would make my my butthole pucker as well. Like I swear to God. Like,
Well, I mean, speaking of close, the Chargers and the Falcons game was also close. I mean, that's not surprising seeing as who it is playing, but it was very close. It was separated by 3 points. It was 20-17. Did you guys watch that game at all? Because I watched quite a bit of it.
This was my last play I needed to hit my 5-team parlay. Falcons to beat the Chargers and see Mr. Sad Boy Face on the sideline again. Didn't fucking happen because Matt Ryan throws fucking 3 interceptions. 2 in the last 5 minutes, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Russell Gage had a better QBR than Matt Ryan.
I mean, this was a sloppy game by both teams.
For sure.
Believe there were 6 turnovers overall. Yeah, 6 turnovers overall. So just a sloppy game, but the Chargers end up winning. Sad boy face is sad no more. And bam.
And bad, 36 of 44, 243, 2 touchdowns. He's loving having Eckler back. 15 carries, 79 yards. He also added 9 catches for 67. Keenan Allen, 10 targets, 9 catches. And they also had the 3 interceptions, like you said. So Chargers pick up a good team win. Falcons threw that one away. They should have had that one.
Yo, what'd you
Yeah,
think
they
about
should've.
those jerseys too? The like dark blue Chargers jerseys. Did you see those joints?
Yeah, they're not as good as the other ones, but it's
Yeah.
still the Chargers jerseys.
They're
I'm
still
still going to
sick
take
as
them
hell.
over.
Yeah, I actually
I'm
really
still
liked
going to
them.
take them over 99% of them. You know,
Yeah, right.
but
For sure.
nothing beats powder blue.
Yeah, no, agreed. A powder blue jersey, we've said this before on the show, but a powder blue jersey in any sport is fucking dope. Like, it's amazing.
No, I do like those jerseys though.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sort of stuttering here because I'm really trying to figure out how to make a Washington Football Club and a 49ers game sound interesting and exciting, but I'm struggling. So help me, pull me out of the depths, please.
I doubled down on the Washington Football Club, and it came back in my favor. 23-15, they picked up the win for me here. Beach, you went with the 49ers, correct?
I did. I thought they would look better. Big Nick Mullins did not look great. This team is F. Debo Samuel out for the season after the game was announced. This team just needs to pack it in.
Shambles.
They gave
Another team that
you-
needs to punt. the season
Yeah, they
away.
gave you hope that they would be competitive, and they have been. I mean, more competitive than the goddamn Jets. But I mean, there's just no reserves left on this goddamn team,
None.
dude.
Yeah.
Chase Young got his first touchdown in this one. That kid is a fucking beast. See that video with him and Tomlin talking on the sidelines when they played last week?
No, I didn't.
Tomlin was like, you have to lose. He's like, I never have players like you because you have to lose 14, 15 games to get someone that looks like you. And Chase Young just like laughs it off and walks away.
Dude, Tomlin is so baller status when it comes to quotes, dude. Like, he's first team all fucking quote, dude. Like that's what they gave the nation this week is that quote because they didn't play very well.
No,
But-
Alex
but
Smith
that quote was amazing.
Alex Smith got hurt, right? Haskins came in.
Alex
Yeah.
Smith got back in the 49ers game. Alex Smith got hurt, and then we saw our boy Dwayne Haskins.
Can
come
you-
in.
Look like you've fucking been there before. Your quarterback, who's going to be NFL Comeback Player of the Year, actually should have had fucking tears in his eyes when he came back. Goes out with an injury, and you come in and you're crying after the game. Like, really, Dwayne Haskins? Soft shit. That was some soft ass shit. And you bet your ass I'm not going to triple down on the Washington Football Club if Dwayne Haskins is starting this week.
Absolutely not with that stool softener.
Bet
fucking
the
bullshit.
house
Yeah.
against Dwayne Haskins. Guy's
Yeah.
fucking jello.
Yeah, I hate it. That was a horrible pick. That's one of the whiffs that you just look at and you go, see, sometimes it's hard to tell how good these guys are going to be because he looked great at Ohio State, but it's because of all the talent around him.
Yeah,
Although he
agreed.
didn't have the moxie that like a Baker has or that Joey Bats had, I feel like he wasn't like that. You could just be more shy though.
He doesn't
I mean,
have
not
the
everyone-
Minshew moxie.
Yeah, but he just doesn't look good. And they have to hope that Smith comes back. This team is in the first place. Ron Rivera has coached the hell out of this team, dude.
Yeah, I agree. That was like a huge pickup for them. He's looked great since he got
on the NFC beat, because that's what we do. We beat Titans. Not the Titans, but the mythical Titans of such. Saints fall to my Eags, boys.
Yeah, but before we really get into that, but
caveat.
Yep. Double, you want to do
Did you lose
honors?
money on this game, Mitch? Did you lose money on this game?
Tell the
Did I
listeners.
bet you?
Tell the listeners. No, you bet against the Eagles, right? Isn't that what he told us? I'm pretty sure you told me in the chat that you.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, the Eagles are about to beat the Saints. Your boy, go Birds!" And you're like, "Yeah, except I'm about to
Like,
lose
too bad I'm gonna
$100." I was like, "That's
Yeah,
typical of a Philly sports fan right there. Their team wins and they still find a way to be pissed off about it."
Yeah, no, I mean, I was happy they won. Cost me a little bit of money.
Little
not
bit.
gonna lie, I had them in a parlay, and I doubled down on live betting on the Saints because I was like,
Trace McSorley just
I
came
can't-
in at QB.
really?
Really?
The Browns are winning. It's
Yeah,
35-34.
Trace McSorley just came in for the comeback, not Lamar Jackson. Did he get hurt, or is he just in?
I don't know. I'll Google it. Keep talking about the Saints and the Eagles game. I'll Google it.
Shouldn't be an issue.
So yeah, no, I mean, cost me some money, but God, it looked like a different team with Jalen Hurts back there. He was making great decisions. He was not holding onto the ball. He was not taking stupid sacks. He was literally looking to throw first, and he looked fine throwing, and then looking to run. And it was refreshing, honestly, to just see a quarterback not hold on to the ball forever. It's just so refreshing. He looked like he changed the feel of this game, and he has been named the starter going forward. So next week he will be starting. There were some rumors after the game that maybe Peterson would go back to Wentz. I don't know how you go back to Wentz after the game that we just saw. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Well, it's either
don't.
that. It's either that, or you light $107 million on fire.
I think that's what you do, man.
Yeah,
I think that's
you
what
gotta
you do.
it, man.
You go
Jalen
full on
Hurts
Heath Ledger's
looks
Joker
so
and
much
just
better.
burn the money. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah,
looks
Miles
better.
Sanders had a quote after the game that talked about leadership. But Miles Sanders, everyone's got to talk about all the pro Sanders people are going to talk about how he is for free medical care. No, I'm just kidding. No, all the Sanders people are going to talk about how he had a big numbers and he's a playmaker. All this shit. This man got lucky on an 82-yard run because a linebacker ran through the wrong gap. I mean, literally, if you take away that run, he had the standard disappointing game. So, I mean, I want the new running
They're
back.
also
I want
talk-
the new running back.
They're also talking about the blocking job that Miles Sanders were doing. They showed 2 blocks he had downfield for Hurts. They were the softest fucking blocks I've ever seen.
Dude,
in
I
front of
don't know why
anybody.
everyone loves this guy. He's a clown. I
But
don't get it.
If Carson Wentz is not on that team next year or is not starting, every single Philadelphia Eagles fan needs to write Nick Foles an apology
I agree.
for running his ass out of town.
I
but
100% agree.
Here's the thing.
No.
At the
There
time-
is
No, fuck you, dude.
Gentlemen,
At the
gentlemen.
time, you had a guy who almost won MVP, and you obviously don't care. You weren't watching the games. The first part of the season, Foles did not look good. He looked how he looked with the Bears, and then Wentz came in and looked so much better. So you can't say we kept him a year after we won. You can't say we didn't make the right choice at the time. He won a Super Bowl, but he can't even beat Trubisky in Chicago. So I love Nick
Trubisky's
Foles. You can't say we made the wrong choice, especially at the time, because you can't look back. No one predicted that this would happen. No one.
Well, he outdueled the best quarterback of all time in the Super Bowl, and he ran him out.
I mean, yeah, that was Roseman. We've already talked about how I feel about that.
Yeah, we have.
But I'm just saying, it was a defendable position back then because no one projected this. Everyone thought that the Eagles were making such a good deal. Everyone said that, well, why aren't the Cowboys doing this with Dak? It's going to cost them more money. You have to extend them early for less money. That's exactly what we did. And now everyone has something to say about it. No one predicted this. No one could have predicted this. So I won't say that. But Hurts being drafted second kind of redeems Howie for me because he looked great against the Saints. So the Eagles get the win. Fly, Eagles, fly.
So Lamar Jackson has a cramp in his...
Yeah, I was literally about to say I Googled it, and a bunch of people are tweeting saying it's questionable cramps, but that nothing has really officially been reported.
Well, Trace McSorley is down on the field right now, grimacing in pain. We'll find out.
Here comes RG3.
If he's active.
I think he is.
They carry three quarterbacks?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, we're going to find out, and we'll definitely talk about it this weekend for sure. So, all right, we got one more game on the list, and it is just like the Philly-New Orleans game, a bit of an upset. So,
but we called this one.
You did, and I'm proud of you boys.
The same time, me and Meech were in sync. I think he said Bills and I said Buffalo, but either way, we both yelled it out.
That for sure happened.
Steelers might be frauds.
Yeah, they might be.
I don't think they're frauds. I think literally, like I said, they lost another huge person on defense.
Yeah.
So they don't have the whole team injuries that the 49ers do. But, God, they're coming close on defense. They lost another huge player on defense this week, and it seems to be never-ending.
Yeah.
Jordan Berry's leg had to have grown, like, at least 3 inches in diameter. He had 8 punts.
Yeah.
Just back there doing work for the brand.
Yeah,
Big Ben, 21 of 37, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, compared to Josh Allen, who is 24 for 43 with 238, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Stephon Diggs led the way in receiving. Teron Johnson and Levi Wallace were the 2 interceptions on Big Ben. Juju led the way of receiving for the Steelers, and like you said, Meech, they are missing some key defensive players, only 1 sack this week.
Yeah. And the Bills just look better on every front.
No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Is it hurting you to see a team in your division actually doing well for once?
No, it's just like it's cute.
I don't know if I would use that wording after what just happened.
Yeah, right?
We'll be back next year.
We'll see.
There's a 6% chance they'll see us in the playoffs.
He's just holding on to that 6% so hard.
Yeah, the Bills look great. The Bills look great. And the Steelers again could not find a rush attack. They could not find, even with Connor back, like you said last week, they didn't have a great rush attack before that. I thought that they would at least be better. Barely. It was marginally better than it was last week. I think they rushed for 47 yards in total.
Bad. And I hit on that. Like, their run game has been bad for like a couple fucking years now.
Yeah,
James Conner still isn't that good.
Also, cramps my ass. Lamar Jackson is on the field as we speak.
They totally just benched him for McSorley.
Why? Like, it was not look terrible though. Why would you bench?
I don't know. Why would?
Well,
he clearly was fine.
I'm looking at the box score, and okay, so that's going to change obviously. But I was looking at the box score, and in this fourth quarter, they've had no points, and the Browns have had 15. So that might have something to do with it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
we've been doing the pod the whole show, but yeah, they just scored Lamar to Hollywood Brown, so I'm sure that's happy because Hollywood Brown has dropped a ton of passes this game.
Yeah,
that game is coming down to the wire.
It is coming down to the wire, and we'll recap it on the next episode. So
it's a fucking shootout.
Fucking shootout, bro.
Fucking shootout.
Shootout. They're getting clapped up. So that's going to do it. That's Jesus Christ. Oh, are we in Griselda now?
West Side.
Benny the Butcher. Keep trucking, bro. I believe in you. I know you got shot up, but I believe in you. All right. That's
Oh
going to
yeah, he
do
did
it.
get fucking shot a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
he got
didn't
shot, man. That's going to do
How's
it
he
for
doing?
us on Stone Sports this episode. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
Actually, speaking
yeah.
of some other fucking person, critical condition, Keontae Johnson, SEC Player of the Year last year for Florida, passed out after a dunk in the first half against Florida State. He's been in critical condition and was placed into a medically induced coma today.
Why?
So
What the
prayers up.
fuck?
They don't know.
So he
He
just
had
passed out,
He had COVID in the summer,
but he just
so literally you
like,
can Google
dropped
it.
the
He
ball
was
in the bucket and
so
passed
he
the fuck out.
dunked it. He dunked it. There was a timeout. They were coming back onto the floor, and as soon as he walked over half court, he just face first. So
What the fuck?
thoughts and prayers to him, friends, family,
man.
teammates.
Absolutely.
I hope everything's okay there.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Big up yourself. All right. Well, thanks for listening. I hate to just move on from that, man. That feels terrible. But I got
I was gonna mention it before, and then I kind of just slid it in at the end of the show. So
Positive rest of your
I'll take
week
it.
after that fucking news. Jesus Christ.
right? All right. Well, I got to do my hostly duties, so please, listeners, forgive me. Follow us on all the social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. It's all Stone Sports Podcast. Tweet at my boy Double and tell him get well soon because the boy is struggling. Anything else you want to say before we go, boys?
Nah.
Oh, good.
All right. Say goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.
Lighters.